Now, what's the second verse?
Boys are boys from the beginning. Girls are girls right from the start. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine, your body's fancy, and so is mine. Because sometimes children think that they might change. They might have to change after a while. And, you know, we laugh about that now, but it's because we had that concern when we were little.
Yeah, because you're really not sure, and you thought maybe you'd become a girl, or a girl would become a boy, right?
Exactly.
No, you were socialized male. You'll always have been socialized male. Bestie, I have to share a secret with you. I'm autistic. I wasn't socialized at all. But I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I am fucking tired of TERFs making a mockery of real women. Oh, what? You were born with ovaries? You bleed every month? You have XX chromosomes? Yeah, that's cute. Tell me what other external factor that doesn't apply to all of you defines you. At the end of the day, you're out here thinking that trans women are making a mockery of you when it's the exact opposite. You are pretending that you know that you are a woman when the only people here who know that for sure are the ones who have put in the work to understand themselves. The trans women. You have put zero work into actually understanding yourself. You are only a woman because everybody else around you looked at these same external factors that you look at and said, seems like woman behavior to me. And you went, all right. The only person making a mockery of womanhood is you because you do not fully understand what makes you a woman. Stop harassing trans women. I don't even identify as a woman and I'm more of a woman than you. It's okay to be scared of cishet men, but don't take it out on people who aren't even a fucking threat.
I'd be fucking tired too if I was living in a world of delusion as a pick-me. It's so funny that people like you will go out of your way to call people like me who think like me a TERF or a radical feminist, but I have to denounce that because I am not a radical feminist or a feminist even. You're the radical feminist because you believe that trans women are women. But do you actually believe that? Because if you believed it, you wouldn't have to use the term trans. Or do you use trans because that identifier is needed for people to know who you're referring to? And then you go on this whole rant about how you're more of a woman with your they, she pronouns because you follow a certain ideology that's not rooted and based in reality. And as a radical feminist, I'm sure you want to end the patriarchy, but the last time I checked, women like me who think like me are not the ones solidifying the patriarchy by supporting the idea of men becoming women. Have a good day.
Wow, talk about upholding the patriarchy, okay? We have a transgender male who is telling women that, hey, you haven't put in enough work to know what it's like to be a real woman, because as a biological male, I have put in more work to be a woman than biological women who were born women to be a woman, right? That is some crazy leftist logic, okay? But that is the logic that this person is using in this video to put real biological women on blast about trying to claim womanhood. But hey, I guess it would take a lot of cojones for a man who wants to be a woman or that is pretending to be a woman to tell a real woman or biological woman what a real woman is, okay? Because apparently, menstruation, that doesn't matter, okay? Having kids, okay, being pregnant, that doesn't matter. Breastfeeding, okay, doing all the things that are inherent to women, none of that matters, right? That is not what makes them a real woman. It's simply what your imagination says, right? Your imagination says, hey, this is what makes you a real woman, okay? Which is why, I guess, I don't know, these people, these men who want to be women, try their best to replicate and intimidate women by trying to gain like a woman's biological functions, like for example cutting off their penis or trying to grow breasts or taking estrogen. All of these things are biological and physical and inherent to women, right? But then they'll tell you that, hey, biology doesn't matter, but yet they're trying their best to, again, gain the biology of women. It's truly fascinating stuff. I really don't understand it. But again, ladies, this is probably the biggest threat to women's rights, okay? It's not men, right? Straight men, okay? Non-trans men who, don't want to be women. It is actually men who want to be women. That is probably the biggest threat to women's rights because, as this person just told you, you're not a real woman, okay? You're not a real woman. It's actually men that want to be women are real women. Truly fascinating stuff, right? I also want to talk about this interesting clip that is going viral of this transgender male who says that they have kids, okay? I guess their father. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. However, they were testifying in front of a legislative session in Minnesota as Minnesota considers a bill to make Minnesota a trans refugee state, okay, in which it would prevent out-of-state laws from interfering in the practice of gender-affirming healthcare that is performed in Minnesota. And doing this speech, okay, by this trans individual, they indicated that the laws that have been passed by the GOP in the country in regards to protecting children, okay, and, you know, not having kids, you know, castrate themselves, that is going to cause trans people like him to leave the country, to want to go to another country. Take a look.
My name is Amber Mum. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a member of the St. Cloud Hive of the Parents and Allies of Trans Youth, the Transgender Movement for Liberation, and a member of the Tea Time Support Group run by the Aliveness Project. I am also a proud transgender woman, but more importantly, I am the mother of 2 wonderful transgender and gender expansive children. I drove down from St. Cloud to show my support for House File 146 and thank Representative Finke for introducing such an important and life-saving bill to protect trans children and their families at such a critical time for us. As you may be aware, there's a torrent of damaging, ill-informed, and outright malicious legislation being introduced across the country, targeting transgender and gender-expansive people broadly, but trans children in particular. It is our daily experience to be forced to keep track of which state is safe for us to visit. Minnesota has been overall very accepting and supportive of our family, but even then we don't feel 100% safe and assured that we will be able to get the gender-affirming care that both of my kids need and deserve. Very recently, an amendment was proposed to House File 16 in Minnesota, which bans children's conversion therapy in an attempt to ban essential health care for transgender children. This happened in our state. Because of this, my trans partner and I frequently discuss plans to flee the country if these targeted, hateful bills keep being introduced or passed. I never thought that it would come to this, but here we are. Even in a state that is considered safer for trans children and their families, being forced from our homes and having to seek asylum elsewhere is an almost daily conversation in my community. As someone who started transitioning well into her adulthood, I know better than most how essential and life-saving gender-affirming medical care is. Going through natal puberty was a traumatizing experience for me. I am so grateful that trans and gender-expansive kids have access to the knowledge and medical care to be their full selves and thrive. To not only deny them life-saving medical care, but to charge and prosecute supportive parents and healthcare professionals is barbaric and morally repugnant. House File 146 would give parents of transgender children like myself, and more importantly, transgender and gender expansive children themselves across the nation, a safe haven and in an overwhelmingly supportive community. I urge the committee to move House File 146 forward and ultimately pass it to protect the rights and futures of our beloved and precious transgender children and their families.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Now, obviously, this bill is ridiculous, okay? It is designed to, again, turn Minnesota into a trans refuge state for protecting trans people, their families, and medical practitioners from legal repercussions for traveling to Minnesota to receive gender-affirming care. Yeah, I'm against this. Obviously, it's ridiculous. But what I really want to comment on is this person claiming that trans people like them are thinking about leaving the country, right? In response to some of the legislation that has been proposed to protect children and to protect common sense and decency in our society. And to that, I got to say, hey, look, if you want to leave, nothing to stop you, right? And I say the same thing to the race hustlers, okay? To anybody who hates this country so much, okay, that they want to leave because it's systemically racist, because it's bigoted, because it's transphobic or whatever. If you want to leave, be my guest. In fact, I would be in favor of a government program that pays for your flight to whatever country you want to go to, right? You can get a one-way flight there, okay? You get paid, okay, to get on that flight and go. You get a free flight. And then you also get paid to give up your American citizenship, right? Give up your American citizenship, so therefore you can't come back, right? You can't change your mind once you inevitably do change your mind, because they will. Again, I'll be totally down for that. Again, I'm physically conservative. I don't believe in the government wasting money on wasteful things, but I got to tell you, out of all the things that the government wastes money on, if they paid the woke revolutionaries to leave and to stay out of the country, okay, and also give up their citizenship so that they can stop complaining, right? I would be totally for it, right? I'd be totally like, yeah, I would support that. Okay, the return on investment would be tremendous, okay, because we wouldn't even have to pass, laws in the first place that protect children if, again, all the woke revolutionaries decided that they wanted to leave, okay? But we all know that they're not going to leave. Instead, they're going to stay, and they're going to continue to advocate for, legislation like this legislation has been passed in Minnesota to, again, allow children to castrate themselves in the name of gender ideology, which, again, is just absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy. I don't know what a gender expansive person is, right? I don't know what a trans kid is, okay? They come up with new terminology every single day, okay? I can't keep up. But again, what I do know and what I hope is that the GOP keeps pushing legislation to protect children and to, again, stop the spread of this woke gender ideology. And hopefully, just hopefully, maybe, the wokes will actually stick to their word and, hey, decide that, you know what? I'm out. I can't take it anymore. I'm moving to another country, right? I think that everybody would be happy with that solution. I'm just saying. It's up to you. You said it, not me. You suggested it, not me. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.